What is up, Denverites, potential future Denverites, or just awesome people all over the world watching this? Welcome to Things to Know, Places to Go, River North Edition. If you are new to my new Things to Know, Places to Go video series, this is where I take a community in Denver and break down all the things I think you should know, then my favorite places to go in the form of my favorite local coffee shop, food spot, and fun local thing to do they can only do in River North. Now you can see behind me-ish, if I maybe hit that, yeah, you can see downtown right behind me, which is, wow, that looks way better too on camera. You can see downtown right behind me, which is how close you are in River North. This is a place that you definitely come to have a social scene, have drinks, have some cool breweries, fun restaurants, really fun, energetic place. It is a very lively part of town. My very first time in RiNo, which by the way, locals call River North RiNo, R-I-N-O, usually uppercase R, lowercase I, uppercase N, lowercase o, RiNo, not RiNo. Anyway, my first time in RiNo was with my girlfriend at the time, and we visited Denver to see if we wanted to move here so long ago. And we just rented, like those Uber scooters and just rode around and we just found different breweries and restaurants, and it was just such a fun time. And that is definitely one of the cool things you can do in RiNo is just rent or walk and just literally go find things to eat and things to drink. It is a really cool time. And since it's an art scene, an arts district, the murals all over RiNo are unbelievable. You're gonna stop your scooter, stop your walking, just be like, oh my goodness, look at this mural. It's like, look at this home. That's a really cool home behind me. So throughout this video, I'm definitely gonna be putting up a lot of murals so you can see just how artistic this community is. It's a really fun spot. Okay, so like I said, things to know, places to go. Before we get to things to know, let's talk about location. Then at the end of the video, I'm gonna top it off with some real estate fast facts for you. So location, you're just a little bit north of downtown Denver. So because of that, you're about 5 minutes from the true downtown, like those buildings that you can see behind me there. You're about 25 minutes from Denver Tech Center, 25 to 30 from Golden, 35 minutes to Boulder, and about 30 to 45 minutes to an hour, depending where you want to go, to the mountains. So you don't have easy access to everything around you, but you're not blocked off from it by any means. The I-70, since you're a little bit north of downtown, if you're going east or west, you take the I-70 for the freeway, and that is pretty close but not immediately available. And then you have the I-25, which runs north to south, if you need to use that, to the west. And you're pretty well located to access that without having to cross really busy roads like you do in downtown. If you're in downtown, you're gonna have to cross some major roads just to get to those freeways. RiNo, you're a little closer to them. Things to know number one about RiNo, and I already touched on, I already said it, but I definitely want to drive this point home because it's foundational to the whole community of RiNo that this is an arts district. If you don't like art murals or graffiti or social scenes and energetic crowds, this may not be the place for you, because even though, there is this community I'm in right now, of course it's quieter, most of RiNo is going to be mural filled, as you will see with the B-roll I put up. Thing to know number two, if bar hopping is your jam, this is a really good place for it. It's really tightly packed. A lot of different breweries are stacked right next to each other, different restaurants stacked right next to each other. And what I love, because I'm a big warehouse vibe fan, this may or may not be your thing, is that all the businesses here, a lot of them are built out of like older warehouses that have been converted into a local business. That's really cool to see, like what was probably once a factory of some kind of converted to a brewery or a coffee shop, or Patagonia is located here as well. So bar hopping and warehouse vibes, if that's your jam, RiNo's great. If you are visiting RiNo or just want to know the best streets to start off your bar hopping and restaurant hopping journey, that we can just walk around and look at the businesses or go and shop inside, you want to go to Walnut in 27th or Larimer in 27th. And literally, if you go there, you just pick a direction and start walking, and you will be able to find so many cool places, so many cool things. So Walnut in 27th and Larimer in 27th, you will be good to go. By the way, if you are taking notes on the things to know, places to go, I did that work for you, and I made a free ebook that you can download right now that combines all the things to know, places to go, and real estate fast facts for all of the communities in Denver. Once it gets in the YouTube description, you can download it, access it immediately for free now. Thing to know number three, just because you are basically in the city, sort of, doesn't mean you don't have parks. You only have one park. Technically, if we're talking about parks are in RiNo itself, you only have Curtis Park. That is plenty. It's a really big space, really pretty, easily accessible. It's a cute husky, man. Yeah. easy accessible. And then you have parks on the outskirts of RiNo as well. But as far as RiNo, it's true RiNo itself, you have one park, Curtis Park. And the very last thing to know, I forgot either number 4 or 5, is that you can get a single family home out here really close to those really fun social scenes of Larimer and 27th and Walnut and 27th. A lot of people assume and think they go to that area, they're like, oh, there's no homes here. Yeah, it's not as many, but as you can see from the street I'm walking on, there are plenty of single family homes, townhomes, condos, and apartments. Well, that covers things to know for River North. Let's talk about places to go in RiNo if you want a bomb cup of coffee, awesome plate of food, and a cool local fun thing to do. I'm gonna do something I've never done before on this video series and combine the coffee and food spot into one place, and that is going to be Denver Central Market, because that's going to be centrally located right in the Walnut 27th area. So you're going to be able to, you know, get your cup of, so actually, I get excited, let me backtrack. That Denver Central Market is like a collective eatery, all built out of a, you guessed it, yes, a warehouse. So they're going to have all sorts of restaurants, you know, coffee shops. Oh, you okay? Hi. Cool restaurants, coffee shops, all within Denver Central Market itself. So it's really fun just to walk around and find the place that you want to go to. I like to recommend places sometimes that are going to be harder to find that are really, really good. But the cool thing about Denver Central Market is that you can enter through this really cool graffiti artwork filled alleyway. And then you have like dozens of options that there's no way you won't be able to find something that you love and are excited to have to eat or drink coffee or adult substance wise. So that was 2 birds, 1 stone, knocking out where to get coffee and food. What is a fun local thing to do aside from bar hopping, which I think is, if I have people coming to town like, hey, we want to go on a bar hopping experience, I always recommend coming to RiNo. But if you're going to do something other than that, I recommend going to Foolproof, which is a contemporary art gallery in RiNo, as well as Forney Museum of Transportation. The cool thing about the Forney Museum of Transportation is that they even have a lot of concept cars from the 60s that were designed to be able to go underwater, classic cars, trains, basically all the cool stuff in the history of transportation. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds boring, right? A museum for the history of transportation, like, oh my goodness. Maybe it doesn't sound like the most exciting thing, but it's really cool once again, because it got concept cars, classic cars, cars you haven't seen before. That's a really fun thing to do. And the last section here, real estate fast facts. Now, I don't like to give average home prices for an area because that number becomes outdated in like a week, let alone like a year or two when you're watching this. So if you wanna know the average home price in this area, whether it's just for all types of homes, or specifically for single family homes, condos, or townhomes, or just renting a place, feel free to drop a comment and I will give you that up-to-date information. I'd be happy to do that. Well guys, that concludes things to know, places to go, River North RiNo edition. Once again, guys, Torrey Drake. I love making these videos. I love Denver, Denverites, Colorado, Coloradans. And I would love to help you with any real estate needs if you have any, even if just answering a few quick questions. You can reach out to me using my information below. And I know it's cliche to ask, but it would mean so much to me if you could subscribe to the channel or at least like the video to let people know the video doesn't suck. Guys, thank you so much. Torrey Drake, Denver Realtor. Have a good day.